shooting 3 for 17 in game one. Jason Tatum 6 for 9 from three-point range last night. He scored 28 points in the game 2 loss. Shannon, you've been a big supporter of JT's. Give him a letter grade for last night.
I gave him a D because he contributed to one of the main reasons that the Celtics lost, because he turned the ball over. And he turned it over in the first quarter when he had it going, when they really could have got some separation from the Golden State Warriors. Skip, sometimes you can shoot the ball well and not play well. And sometimes you can play well and not shoot the ball well. If you go back and look at game one, Jason Tatum did not shoot the ball well, but he played well. He had 13 assists. He had 2 turnovers. Take the flip side. Now, he didn't shoot the ball as poorly, but 8 of 19 is nothing to write home about. Yes, he was 6 of 9 from the three-point line, but those turnovers, which kept Golden State in the game, which gave them the lead in the first quarter, he contributed to that. And so for me, I look at it, I don't necessarily look, because if you didn't watch the game and you just look, man, he had 28 points. That's pretty good. But no, if you watch the game, you know JT did not play well at all within the game. And so for me, that minus 36, minus 21 in the third quarter when the game got away from him, when I'm saying, okay, I believe he's right on the cusp of being a superstar, let me put this fire. Let me keep my team close in this ball game until we can regroup and get to the fourth quarter and make another push at him. That didn't happen last night. I can't give him a passing grade because I don't think he passed the test last night. I thought he played well in game one, although he didn't shoot well. He didn't shoot particularly well, and he played awful. So for me, I gave him a D.
That, by you, was objective. I got to go a little even harsher on him because I'm told that he has a seat at the superstar table waiting for him. Unless it's the child's table, I don't see it. I'm starting to wonder how you can even bless him as a soon-to-be superstar.
Yeah, he's going to be one.
When I keep seeing these epic fail performances by him where I say, what was that? What just happened? Because the hidden number here is, even though he did make some three-point shots, he made 6 of them. That's pretty good. That's a bounce-back game for him. From 2, he was 2 of 10. That's the hidden number there. That's why that was wildly inefficient.
Right.
This is even worse for him. Would you believe that your man, Jason Tatum, soon-to-be superstar, in the second half of this game was a grand total of 1 for 3? 1 for 3? How do you only get 3 shots if you're that guy?
You know why?
Right?
You know how? Why? Because what you talked about, Marcus Smart, in the point guard situation, you got to get him easy shots.
Okay. You also, if you're this guy, if you're the guy, if you're potentially the best player on the floor every night, because you would argue it's between him and Steph, back and forth.
Oh, yeah, two-man players.
You clearly give him best player on the Celtics.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're that guy, you got to go to Marcus Smart or you got to go to Ime and just say, I got to get some shots here because we're getting in trouble, because they still had plenty of chances.
They did.
Going 4 or 5 minutes into the third quarter, and then obviously by the end of the third quarter, it was over. But where were you in that stretch? Well, you were nowhere to be found. You're playing some defense, but you're not assisting at all because you wound up with 3 assists. So you went from 13 assists in game 1 to 3 here.
And 4 turnovers from 2.
Okay. 4 turnovers were in the first quarter.
Yes.
Well, you kept them. You had a 9-point lead in the first quarter with 4 minutes left. You could have blown them off the floor and put them completely away, except for your 4 turnovers in the first quarter. And then the rest of the way in the second half, you take 3 shots and you make 1. What? It's a head scratcher for me because you have to be better than that.
Yes, absolutely.
So now for my favorite stat of the postseason so far, I guess JT stands for Jason Turnover, right? Is he Jason Turnover? I don't know.
You know good when I bet that Jason Tatum.
JT Jason Turnover, because this man has, again, they've played the most games in the postseason, but he has 83 turnovers.
He ain't played more games than Jaylen Brown. They played the same amount of games.
Jaylen is second on the all-playoff turnover list with 60. So wait, Jason Tatum has 23 more turnovers than second on the list, his teammate Jaylen Brown, his wingman, has 60. That's plus 23 over the second-place man in the turnover.
The mere fact that those 2 guys, Skip, got 143 turnovers, that's concerning.
I would say.
Just between 2 players?
Yeah.
Not your team, your player. 2 players has that many turnovers, that's concerning. That's why you went 7 games with Milwaukee. That's why you went 7 games with the Miami Heat. This is why you find yourself in a 1-1 situation as opposed to being up 2-0.
83 turnovers is hard for me to fathom because it's Westbrookian.
Yes.
Or Westbrookian, right? and they're not as comical as Russ, although if you started to watch them carefully in and of themselves, you'd start to say, well, that's just terrible. You know, like there were some last night where you're like, well, what are you doing?
I mean,
he said he'd get doubled and he'd just throw it up in the air and all of a sudden.
Yeah, he tried to do the swing through, and they weren't calling it. Or he'd get up in there and he tried to drop it off to Al Horford, and it's off to the races. Skip, he didn't play well last night. I thought he played well, although he didn't shoot well in game 1, and that's why I gave him the grade that I gave him in game 1. But last night, that was awful. You can't turn the ball over like you did, be inefficient as you were. Your best players need to play their best.
Okay, so I tweeted at halftime, it was looking like both Steph and JT were having bounce-back games from their game 1 games when they both failed their teams, except JT, they won in spite of when he was, what was his final number? He was 3 of 17?
17,
yeah, 3 of 17 in game 1. So in spite of that, they won the game with a blitzkrieg at the end of the game, a 48-18 run to just salt it away. Mm-hmm. But then we go to last night, and you say, well, okay, so it's halftime, and they both seem to be on the rise again, bouncing back. Right. And then it's like, okay, which superstar is going to take over the game in the second half? Well, obviously, Steph had his explosion later in the third quarter of 12 points. Right. And JT went 1 of 3. Yeah. He did make 1 3, but that was it. 1 of 3. That's all he's got in the second half.
He had 21 points at the half. Whew. He ends up with 28 for the game. And he played the entire third quarter. And that's where the game got away from him. When he on his watch, Skip, on his watch. I mean, hey, the bank got robbed. You security. All I did, it was an inside job. Because the money went missing from the vault and nobody came in the store. So there's an inside job, JT. On your watch, bro. This on you now.
Yeah. So I was impressed that he bounced back because I think he was under a lot of pressure at tip-off last night to say, okay, I got to settle down, calm down, make this happen for my team. And he was making it happen for a little while. Yes. But he was making it happen for the other team with the 4 turnovers in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to hold him accountable.
Absolutely.
I don't know if Ime holds him accountable because he seems to have a fairly fragile psyche. I don't love his body language. I think you have to keep He needs reinforcement. He doesn't need tough love.
Well, Skip, he's the guy that I'm talking about when the call doesn't go his way. You see his body language and how his shoulders slump. That's in a situation the next dead ball, you go to Tony Brothers or you go to Zach Zarba or you go to Sean Wright or whomever the call is, and you're like, hey, what about that call another end, bro? Let me. I
do not disagree with that.
Yeah, you
need to impose your will on the officials just to say, I'm not going to take it too much. I'm going to come talk to you.
I'm going to talk to you. Hey, Zach. I mean, the call that you just gave him, you missed that on the other end.
Right. Just with some comment of, I'm better than this. I deserve a little better.
Exactly.
I've done more. He was first-team All-NBA.
All-NBA.
He should impress that upon the officials to get some calls.
Yes, absolutely.
I got it.
He'll get it.
D-.
I'm going 30 plus.
30 plus?
Oh, 30.
Really? Well, so you've already given him an A for Game 3? Maybe an A plus for Game 3.
Hey, I told you he'd have at least 26 in Game 2. He came back with 28. Mm-hmm. Now I'm saying he will probably be around 30 in this win.
Around 30, not 30 plus. Maybe so 30. You just amended it.
I give you K for 30 right now.
30. Nope, I'm not.
I
don't like point bets because they don't matter.
They do matter.
He could get a bunch of.
I said he gonna get 30 and a win.
Oh, okay. Well, I got it. All I care about is the win.
We gonna get that.
Okay. I got Golden State.
I know you got Golden State.
I got Stephalicious.
Oh, now he's Stephalicious. You just gave him an F and you gave him a B. Now he's Stephalicious.
Well, FB. Look at how that averages.
Nah.
That's like a C plus, right?
Exactly. I said the man was the best player on the court. You like, are you sure about that?
Are you sure? Because I haven't seen a best man on this court at all.
He's outscoring everybody by at least 20 points.
Okay, and
31 and a half.
Yeah, and
he got
1-1.
Okay, yes.
Okay. Here we go.
Gonna be 2-1 on Thursday.
Boy, you're talking big and bad.
JT,
I think
JB.
you're trying to will this into.
No.
You're trying to manifest.
What we know about the Celtics after a loss? What do we know about JT after?
What do we know about the Celtics at home?
Ain't no telling. He might go bonkers.
Really?
He might go have one of them Giannis type games.
Really?
What he did to Giannis when he dropped 47. He's more than capable. More than. I'm leaning towards that.
He also might have 47 turnovers.
There you go, man. There you go.
Well, he was a minus 36 last night, guys, so he certainly has some redemption he needs to earn Wednesday night. All right, should Steph and the Warriors be concerned about Klay Thompson making only 1 3 last night? That's next on Undisputed.
No